Oh, that's my bad. I was on mute. My bad, people. You saw me talking. I was like, why ain't nobody talking? So
I couldn't even hear you.
Technology. Now it's all good. So welcome everybody. Welcome to Stay Tuned. If this is your first time, glad you're here, peeping and checking out. We got a big show on today. We gonna be running. We gonna be rolling. Whole bunch of stuff. Some brilliant brothers in here gonna be dropping some knowledge, talking about they fandom, and then we talking about some real stuff on the back end. So get ready to that. Also, the reason we have a big episode tonight is we got some of our folks and our brothers over from Vote. What's up, Vote people? The Vote.
Hey,
folks, how we doing? Hey.
Hey, the Ignorant Thinker podcast is in the building, man.
Ignorant Thinker podcast in here. We also got time with Sean. Like, what's going on, Sean?
What's happening, people?
He got that $1 million ceiling fan. Y'all see that? Y'all see what he's doing over there.
We synced it.
So, Don, what's going on, Don? How you feeling today, man?
Everything's going well. Just watching some NBA playoffs today, representing my Raider Club, Raider Nation.
We're going to get to that, Don. Stop trying to start
I had
early.
to represent a little bit since we were talking about the Broncos today, so I had to come all Raidered out, man.
I should have came to you last.
Just to put in the comment every now and then, but it's all good.
Man.
But
Justin, what's going on? Justin, I see you looking at the screen. Justin, you got to be here with me, though. Come on, Justin.
Oh, man, my bad. I'm watching the game out here in Atlanta. Yo, appreciate it. I'm here.
All right, holding it down. Jonathan, what's popping?
I'm good, man. We got our blue skies back out here, so I can enjoy this podcast in my backyard. I'm good.
There you
All
go.
right. Dennis with the backwards baseball hat, like he had third base. What's going on?
I'm in this building. How everybody doing out there today?
Hey, we live and we brother. It's almost Tuesday.
It is almost Tuesday. Shout out to all the fans out there that tuned in. Make sure y'all strap your seatbelts because it's about to get a little crazy.
I'm gonna try. I gotta do my best to roller coaster this in. Ryan, what's cracking, man?
What's happening, y'all, man? Just representing Bronco country out here. Raider Nation sucks all day. Inglewood, California, in the building.
We gonna get in there. And then Sean, what's cracking, man? Welcome back.
You already know Dallas Nation is still here. Ezekiel Elliott, the best running back in the league. That's all I got to say.
Chadwick, what's going on with you, man? What's going on, Wick? D Wick.
Yeah, what's poppin', fellas, man? So, hey, look, first of all, like and share the show. We're at 17 viewers already. I need that done bump up to about 40. Like and share the show. It's good to be here. We about to have an amazing show. Thank you for tuning in. As always, you hear with the Vault, you hear with Stay Tuned, you hear with everybody. Hell, we're all family here. We're all brothers. Let's get it going. Let's get it popping.
There you go.
All right, we're going to get it rolling. And last but not least, Jay to the Bailey.
What's up, man? Y'all already know what time it is, man. Ignorant Thinker podcast in the building. My boy, Dennis Holmes. Let's go.
Hey.
And Chad.
What time is it? Wait, what time is it, Josh?
It's after 8.
Get it popping.
What time it is? Time with Sean,
time, baby.
Time with Sean in a minute.
Sean, you should have came in there with that one. That was your time.
I was about to say, that was supposed to be Sean's right there. Look.
no, Sean, man, you
He
slipped
threw me off and he sounded like
Oh, man.
Doug, I didn't even get an intro, Doug.
Oh, Jay, my bad. I thought Jay, what's going on, Jay?
Big show.
Jay, go ahead, Jay. Jay, how you doing? Representing East Coast.
Fired, man.
Hey,
Doug,
man, how you
fired.
guys doing, man?
Okay, all right. I'm gone. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gone. I'm gonna mute
Jay
myself.
Will, man.
Wake up, Doug. Let's go.
Now I'm back. So this week we're going to be looking at our NFL team spotlight, maybe get into some little bit of fantasy, maybe, depending on how things go. And then just looking at this world, man, this country is crazy as hell, and you got 10 brothers in here, so you know you definitely about to get something. And if you're not here for the smoke, you better call the fire department and get your ass out of here, because it's about to get rolling. So it's going to get real. So, NFL spotlight of the week. You see the background. I mean, we wouldn't be like highlighting the Browns this early because, I mean, no shade, but shade. Denver Broncos. So we're going to be looking at them Denver Broncos. You saw the Denver Bronco banner and everything in the background over there with that man Ryan.
Speak on it.
So we're just going to quick little highlight of last year and everything. Finished tied for second in the division with the Raiders. I'll just put that there at 7-9. Just some of their offensive highlights and everything. Not much highlights from their offensive side and everything from that aspect. And then looking at their defense, maybe a little bit more in the sense of defense when you're looking at rushing touchdowns and total touchdowns as a whole from the defensive side. So definitely some growth and work. And so we put a poll in to the into the group. Make sure you always check those polls out so you can be a reflection. You ain't directly on the show, but you'll be a reflection on the show via the poll. And so, do you think Drew Lock is the answer at quarterback? With 61%, people said yes. And so I'm gonna let Ryan come in here a little bit and talk about his quarterback and if he agrees with this poll and what he thinks. So go ahead, Ryan, and D-Wick, you'll be right after him, man.
All right, man. I absolutely think Drew Lock is the answer for one as a starter down the stretch. Had that rough game in Kansas City in the blizzard. But look what he did against the Texans, man. You know what I'm saying? Came out, put points up. That's what we needed.
There you go.
It helped the whole offense. Garrett Bowles is one of the worst tackles in the NFL for holding. I think down the stretch of his last 5 games, he only got called for holding 3 times. So to have a quarterback with some mobility helps that whole O-line. Then you add what he did in the draft, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, and what y'all don't know, he got a tight end. We're going to call him Albert O.
We just talking about Drew Lock right now. Like we
talking about Drew Lock?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was Drew Lock's teammate in college.
Okay.
Right there, they already got some cohesion. And he's faster. He's faster than Noah Fant. So with Drew Lock and that offense,
Noah Fant is a problem.
So they're both a problem. And I'm telling you, you got 2 weeks. Drew Lock is going to show this world on Monday Night Football what this Bronco life is going to be about.
Okay,
Ryan, would you pick him on your fantasy? Would you take Drew Lock on your fantasy?
Yep.
All right, right on.
All right. Okay, thank you, Ryan.
Well, okay, go ahead.
We gonna get rolling because we got a packed show. So D-Wick, Drew Lock, what's your feeling about him?
I do think Drew Lock is ready to be our future quarterback, and to lead us to the promised land. But what I will say is he only has 1 year to prove that to me. Reason being is because he's surrounded with weapons right now, and he's surrounded with, like my guy said, he's surrounded with a lot of wide receiver weapons in Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler. You got Philip Lindsay, Melvin Gordon. Offensive line has been approved. The team's there, and yeah, it's kind of crazy that I'm saying 1 year, but I think he has that talent that in 1 year, this year right here is the year that you can see that he's going to be improving or he's going to be the stuff he's not. So I think this is the year to see if he's going to be good or not. I can't be too highly impressed over those 4 games. It looked good, but I did see a bad game against the Chiefs. It was in a snow blizzard, but at the end of the day, to play to win the game, you got to go out there and win. But I am excited to see him play this year. I'm excited to see the team play, and I'm excited to see what that offense can do because it's gotten way better. I hope they go through the running backs, though, more than Drew Lock because I think the run game is going to be unstoppable. But we will see. But I am in favor of him being our future quarterback for sure.
Wow, unstoppable. Anybody else, 1 or 2 people got anything on Drew Lock? Only thing I got to say with Drew Lock is I'll give him some extension because when he was over there rocking out on the sideline, the young Jeezy, like he got me. I was like, okay.
Yeah. That's what everybody's talking about, man. He got a different style to him.
I will say this with Drew Lock though.
Go ahead, Sean.
His quarterback play is definitely going to be what makes or breaks the Broncos because that's what it normally is for Broncos. If they get a good quarterback, they always make a good run, and they always are a very formidable football team to be dealt with. Last good quarterback they had, Tim Tebow. I'm at Peyton Manning. They did some things. They did some things with Peyton Manning.
Was it more of the defense for Peyton Manning and Tim Tebow, or was it more of the quarterback play?
I mean
there was 1 year to Peyton Manning, bro.
Peyton Manning,
Well, Peyton Manning had 1 year had the offense, and next year had then he had the defense.
3 years where he was godly like on offense.
Wait.
Here go that Raider Bronco-ness here.
Yeah. If Drew Lock,
they've been doing their thing. I'm not gonna knock them.
Yeah,
Drew Lock threw for 7 TDs on your team.
Play half.
Okay, hold on, everybody. Sean is talking. I got to clear y'all out because ain't nobody gonna hear nobody. Go ahead, Sean. Finish your thought.
Yeah, I feel like if he come in and he play, half as good as Peyton Manning, they're gonna be pretty good.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna take one more opinion on this. One more person opinion.
I agree with all of them.
This is my personal opinion.
This is Dennis.
Matter of fact, write it down as a bold statement. Drew Lock will be in the MVP-ish conversation.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Never.
Hey, he got a team around him.
All I need is Elijah Wilkerson to start over the Bull Bowls and.
Right now.
Okay, now you add other elements to it. It's just
Dennis be coming on here with some dropping some stuff. So we gonna keep it moving. We gonna
hold on. Doug, what does Josh's shirt say?
Ignorant.
No, don't be silent. What does the shirt say?
It says
I mean that's not like a ringing endorsement. I mean it's a good podcast, but
Oh, Doug, I hear the shots, Doug. Ooh.
Ain't no shots taken. I'm just stating facts, brother.
I'm just saying. Ooh, Doug.
Dang. All right, let's move on, man.
So we're going to move on. So we're going to look at the season and everything for the Broncos. So are they the biggest threats in the division to the Chiefs? We'll go D-Wick. What's your take on this? Are they a threat to the Chiefs this year?
I say 100%. The last 2 years, the way we played them, except for that last Snow Blizzard game, we've been close to them every single game and beating them within one possession. I feel like the team's gotten only better as far as offense and defensive-wise. I think they're the biggest threat in the division, right next to the Chargers, if Tyrod Taylor plays good. But I do think the Broncos are the biggest threat in the division to the Chiefs.
Oh, y'all really be blaming this weather out here. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, you got to, man.
Of course, I think we're a threat to the Chiefs, especially over the Raiders and the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers got rookie QB. Tyrod Taylor is okay. Aaron James is out for 6 months, just tore his meniscus. I'm not sold on Derek Carr. I think we got the most balance in the AFC to challenge the Chiefs. So that's just how.
Wait, in the complete AFC?
AFC West.
Oh, okay. I just want to get clarification on that. I just had to make it clear.
I mean, I'm a fan, but come on, I got to keep it real.
Hey, I've met some disillusional fans of some teams, so I just wanted to make sure. So okay, so they definitely a threat. Josh, what's your take on this? Are they a threat to the Chiefs?
Yep. I think they're a little bit better than the Raiders, so it's either out them two, but. Well, no, I don't think nobody is a threat to the Chiefs in that division. So
your answer is no.
I ain't know. Yeah, it's no.
Okay.
I ain't impressed with Locke and Raiders. No. Yeah, we all know about them Chargers.
Jay Will, what's your take? Are they a threat to the Chiefs?
Not at all. I like the running game though. I like the running game over there in Denver, but Chief boys, it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back after the Super Bowl. But I don't know. They're going to run the AFC West.
All right. Okay. So the next question is, does that man Von Miller still have it? Is he still a top rusher? Is he still worth his grain of salt, as they say? I see you swing your head over there, Ryan. Like, what's going on, man?
Man, why I always got to go first? You can let somebody else go first.
He started the last time.
It's good because I'm going to say what I got to say. Absolutely, because look at the help Von Miller got this season. We just added Jarrell Casey, a steal from the Titans. Bradley Chubb is coming back healthy. So you can't just double team Von.
Right.
He's going to be single covered. He put on some weight this year. Looks in phenomenal shape. He beat COVID. So God bless him for that.
Hey, hold on. Him
Hey,
and his fine ass girlfriend beat COVID. So
hey,
I just had to throw that in there.
you know what I'm saying? He living a life. You seen this chick? He living a life.
She bad.
Super Bowl MVP, man. You know what I'm saying? You can get things like that when you do that.
Jonathan, what's your take? Does Von Miller still have it?
I think he does, Doug. And you didn't let me answer the last question, so I'm just gonna share my opinion on that real quick.
Are you hurt? It's okay. Don't get into the feelings, Drake. Calm down.
No, I'm all good. I think Locke has a bunch of weapons around him, and like D-Wick said, that it all centers around him. He has weapons. I think they could have the best backfield in the league if Melvin Gordon returns to what he previously was. But if Chubb and Miller return to form, last year they weren't at their best, I think they can be a threat to the Chiefs. Not the biggest threat. I think the Raiders are the biggest threat to the Chiefs, but I think they can threaten the Chiefs when they play each other.
Okay, all right. You got anything else? I want to make sure I don't
I'll let you know. I'm good.
Okay, you good. All right, okay. Justin,
Nobody's saying anything about Lindsey, though, man. Nobody's saying anything about Lindsey.
Okay, hold on, Jay. We're going to get there. Justin, what's your take on this?
They could have the best backfield.
Von Miller still got it, Justin?
Yeah, I had to check his age because I know he's been in the league for a good minute.
He's 31.
But,
31.
Yeah,
He's young. He's young.
Yeah. So yeah, I still think he got it. I don't think you're gonna get older. You may lose a step or two. But from the few games I saw the Broncos last year, because it's not my division.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he can still hang. I've liked him as a player watching him. So.
Yeah, for sure. D-Wick, what's your take on that man, your best defensive player?
So I would be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed in the way Von Miller played last year, because a lot of the times he was lazy. A lot of times he was double team also. I mean, Chubb wasn't on the field, but it doesn't give you any room to be lazy. And hence that was my critique of him and Khalil Mack last year. They both were very lazy. So I didn't like either one of them last year. Do I still think he has it? Yes. I think he will have a bigger year this year with Jurrell Casey on that defensive line and Bradley Chubb being back. But like I said, I'm still disappointed in him. So, I mean, I'm not going to get my hopes up high. I am very highly on Bradley Chubb, though, so I can't wait for him to get back on the field.
All right, Don, I got to go to you. Von Miller still got it?
I think so. I think, to be honest, he did have COVID-19, so it messes up breathing a lot of times. So I'm not sure. It may have affected him. It may affect him a little bit, especially playing in a high altitude. But I still think overall he still got it. He's got players around him. We always seem to stop him when we play him, but I mean he does good against all the other teams. But
oh god!
But he still got it. He still got it.
Oh my god!
Tank for sure.
Hey, I love the jab, Dennis. I know you got something, Dennis.
You know I do, but I believe Von Miller still has it. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I believe he still has it.
Wow, that's the shortest I think Dennis ever answered something. Go ahead, Sean. What you got, Sean, over there with the mask on?
Von Miller definitely still has it. Von Miller definitely still. It's Von Miller. Man. Like I think the reason why you get so disappointed with players of this caliber is because once they're not playing at the level that you used to seeing them at, that's what brings the disappointment. Because if he was already a bum, you would have nothing to be disappointed at, right? I believe Von Miller definitely still has it, and I believe that Von Miller. I'm even going to stretch forward and say Von Miller comes out the year with at least in between 13 and 16 sacks.
Ooh. All right. Okay. I like the prediction. Somebody got to start taking these down.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Real quick.
Jay, well, all these shows are recorded, so we got it.
Yeah.
Chad had something to say. Hold on.
Hey, Sean, the reason why I said I'm disappointed is because laziness. Laziness is never a reason for you not to play. And at the end of the day, what I saw from Von Miller last year was actually absolutely laziness. It was the laziest I saw this man play in his whole entire career. So, of course, yes, I'm going to be disappointed in that because I don't want anybody who's going to be lazy in my field, especially if you're supposed to be the best player on the field every single play, every single game, every single week. I don't want anybody in my field. That's not the way football's supposed to be played.
Okay, wait, hold on, because Sean got something back for him. Hold on, go ahead, D-Wick.
You know, morale is definitely real.
100%.
Okay? And you know, when you lose your other piece on the opposite side of you, when you know your team is just not winning games.
They went 4-1 down the stretch.
Down the stretch is nothing.
I mean, he's play well down the stretch.
It's like how people say Amari Cooper take plays off because the morale's going.
It's because the quarterback's going.
I mean, whatever, but the morale's going. Let's just see Drew Lock throw for 4,900 yards. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if it's all in the fourth quarter when they lose about 20, I mean, it don't matter, right?
Yeah, I know. Let's see Drew Lock have a winning record. Next.
I mean, let's see him get back to the playoffs again. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen Dak back in the playoffs in a little while now.
I got you.
But he has the best running back in the league, huh?
Okay. Let's see Drew Lock win Offensive Player of the Year. Come on.
Oh, best running back and best offensive line that can't get them back to the playoffs.
All right. Okay, Dallas Broncos. Okay, calm down. D-Wick, I do have a question for you, though. How do you know he was lazy?
I can see when somebody's taking plays off. It's what I saw a lot from Myles Garrett. It's what I saw a lot from Jadeveon Clowney. It's what I saw a lot from Khalil Mack this year. You know when people are taking plays off, when they're just being lazy, when they're not following the ball, when they're just not trying every single play. Don't get me wrong, I understand it's football. You're not going to try out every single play, but when half of the game, 75% of the game, that you just look completely lazy and out of shape, you're taking plays off. It's obvious to me to an extent. Just plus me playing, I mean, like I said, me playing a lot of years of football and playing at college, hey, I used to take plays off. I mean, hell, Randy Moss used to take plays off. Everybody takes plays off, but hell, you're supposed to be the best player in the field. Don't take a lot of plays off to that extent. And that's what I saw about him this year. But I still got much respect because he's still my favorite player in the league. I love Von Miller at the end of the day.
Now, I know you new to the show. Hold on, you new to the show, so I'm gonna need some clarification. I like clarification. So you threw out lazy. You took plays off, and then you threw out of shape in there. So I need to know which one of those it is.
But you can all three of those can be combined. All three of those can be combined, like every single one of them. Because if you're lazy, that's still taking plays off. Because once again, you're not doing your hard work. You're not doing your due diligence about doing working hard. That means you're taking plays off in general. That means you're taking weak stuff. That means you're not even trying to get in that shape, right? So that's just all three of those can be combined together, and all three of those are poor players. That's characteristics of poor players at the end of the day. You don't want those in your team.
Name me a player who completes their season and is out of shape. I've just never seen that. Like, especially
Jamarcus Russell.
That don't even count. He wasn't in the league.
Come on, man. Why are you mentioning Jamarcus Russell, man?
Because it's facts. That's why.
Okay, but your point is one. So, but all I'm saying is, like, you got a little onery there because you was like, if he's on my field, I heard to my field. Like, I heard like you got real personal with that thing. It's fine because it's fandom and everything. I'm just saying them grown ass men bumping and everything. And like Sean said, when morale and everything ain't there, and if you know you ain't going nowhere, bro, I ain't trying to get injured again. But I understand it. But Jay, go ahead. I know you got something to add, Jay.
No. I think he has a lot left in the tank. I mean, 31 years old is not old at all, and he's got some pieces around him. So, then he got a fine-ass girlfriend. So,
what the? Josh, you got something?
For the record, Von Miller, if you watching, I'm the only one that ain't saying nothing about your girlfriend. Just want to let you know that. All right?
No, you wasn't the only one. I'm there with you.
Hey, I ain't saying nothing about your girl, Von. Hey, I still think you got it. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many people that you can put above him. But let me read some of these comments before we get past this Bronco thing. Kyle Crook said Locke could be the answer only if the Broncos get some juice from the run game. Andre said Drew Lock will not. He will be top 15 if he play well. Yeah, that's the comments right there for Locke. And then for Von Miller got a good year or two left. He was subpar last year because the Broncos had no shot to do any postseason damage. He took it easy and coasted down the stretch. And that was for comment for Von Miller.
All right, I'm okay. All right.
Okay. It seemed like a lot of people. I mean, not a lot of people, but other people seeing it. Seeing that he took some plays off.
Only thing I'm gonna say is like I know y'all. I know I've seen his girlfriend. Like yes, like she looks good, but just because you look good don't mean you can't be a headache. So just be on the lookout for that. That's all I'm saying.
Man,
They don't want no ugly chick. You know what I'm saying?
So we also did a poll where who will have the better season. I'm gonna let Don start with this one. So people voted. 51% said that the Raiders will have a better season than the Broncos. That got down real slim with the Broncos being at 49. So go ahead, Don. I'm gonna talk your ish.
I mean, I'm not really gonna even say nothing, man. Because to be honest, like the last 3 years that us and the Raiders and the Broncos played, I think we split. So I feel like it's pretty even. It's pretty even. I think they do have they're a little bit better defensively, but I think offensively we match them. And I mean we have a quarterback that last year although they didn't have a winning record, he put up pretty good numbers. And you did see in 2016, which the Raiders pretty much had the same schedule they have this year, the same opponents. That's when he had a breakout year and he was healthy, had all the weapons around him, offensive line around him. So it's a good opportunity, man. It's going to be close. So I think that poll is pretty accurate. I'm glad it's leaning towards the Raiders' way, but that it is what it is, man.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Donovan, you think they got a better? You think y'all got a better receiving core than the Broncos?
No, we don't.
I was gonna say you better not.
I was about to say, man.
but
Robert Nelson Aguilar, you better not.
We have a better running back. We have a better tight end.
Tight end, I give y'all.
So,
Josh Jacobs is a dog. I give him running back too.
Josh Jacobs is
Josh Jacobs is a boss.
Oh yeah, I do.
And then I think Waller's better than Fant.
Of course.
Wait a minute. We don't know yet.
I think
we don't know yet.
Right now.
Waller is a beast. At the moment, Waller's better than Fant.
All right, D Wick, what's your take on the poll with your Broncos being at 49% better record than the Raiders at 51?
Well, we'll say that as far as record wise, I do think your records are going to be similar. I keep saying to Donovan that we're going to go 10-6. All actuality is probably going to be 10-6, 9-7. I think the Raiders are going to be around that same record though. I think we are going to split when we do play them though also. So I do think it's going to be even. I don't like the Raiders, but they keep picking players that I like, so they keep picking my Ohio State players, so I got to root for them somewhat. I got to root for my guy Damian Arnett. So when he does play us, it's gonna be a lot of ill.
And we got Bowden Jr. went to your own.
I know who y'all have, man, but I do think we are gonna split with them though. I think we're gonna have a 10-6 record. I think they have like a 9-7, 10-6 also though. It's pretty split evenly. I agree with Donovan on that.
D Wick jumping ahead already. Jay, what's your take on this on the poll?
There's no way in the world the Raiders even come close to even matching up with the Broncos.
Oh,
I'm just gonna put it out there, man. I like Jacobs, but the quarterback play is just very suspect in Oakland.
Las Vegas.
I can't even believe my man D Wick even said that they would even be close to the Broncos, and he's a Bronco fan.
So
we don't know what our quarterback's going to do.
49er fans. I understand.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. Justin, what you got, man? What you got on this? Yeah, hit that mute, brother. Hit that.
Yeah. So, correct me if I'm wrong. They both had the same record last year, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I think they're just gonna be neck and neck again. I think the Chiefs gonna definitely come out on top, but I don't think you give either team an edge. Derek Carr had that one. Let me not talk about him. Never mind.
Hey, all I remember is when we played your team. I was at that game, and Crabtree caught a touchdown from Derek Carr in the end zone. But that was 4 years ago. Yeah, you a Saints fan, right? You a Saints?
You said he caught a what?
He caught a touchdown against the Saints when I went to the game. I went to the game, and watch that.
And their record was better
in
too, right?
2016.
And the record was better too, right?
All right, we gonna
You can catch touchdowns all day.
we gonna move on. Jonathan, what you think about this? With the Raiders having just squeaking out in the poll a better record than the Broncos.
I like where both teams are headed. I think they're headed in the right direction. I can't call it right now, but if I had to, I would give the edge to the Raiders. They've been doing it longer. I don't know why people hate on Carr. I like him as a quarterback.
Look at his play.
Is he a good guy?
He's all right. I mean, 4,000 yards last 2 years, I think. So I think with the right weapons around him, he'll improve. I think this is his last year to prove himself. But Luck, I think Luck will be the better Locke will be the better overall quarterback. But I'm gonna give the edge to the Raiders.
All right, Sean, you got anything for me on this, homie?
Yeah, I don't believe in Gruden. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that from the door. I do not believe in Gruden. I don't know what the hell, what playoffs or what records y'all see with him picking up players like Mariota and Nelson Aguilar.
Preach.
I'm just gonna say this. In regards to the Broncos, I feel like the Broncos, like I said, like everybody said, they got pieces that they were missing last year, and they still were close with the Raiders, and they were missing pieces. So with that being said, if these pieces come back, and I pray that, you know what I mean, as a football player, you don't never want to see an injury. So I pray that everybody stays as healthy as possible. No shots out to Carson Wentz on that, Dennis. I pray that
Doug.
I pray that everybody stays healthy. But if they do stay healthy and they play to their potential, I feel like the Broncos can possibly even go 11-5 and really get the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs going 13-3. That's just me. But I feel like the Broncos might go 11-5 with the Raiders coming in at 9-7. But I don't see the Raiders having a better record than the Broncos at all.
I think we have a new ignorant thinker right now, man.
Let me. hey, Doug. Let me say this, Doug.
Go ahead, Dennis. I was coming to you. Like now, look. Okay, remember time frame. Jonathan, this is not a strip show. Calm down.
It's hot out here, man.
Wait a minute. Let me just say this. When it comes to these two teams, in the words of Deion Sanders, ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody care.
That's true, though.
And Sean, you keep taking shots at my quarterback. It's gonna be a situation, but I'll see y'all when we play y'all.
Okay.
There you go, Doug. Short and sweet.
Hey, real quick. Carlos said Carr is a decent quarterback, but Gruden is all hype.
Come on. Okay. All right. Whatever.
Extreme hype.
What you got to say about that, Donovan? You think Gruden all hype?
Nah, I mean, it's
10
like,
years.
I mean, he got him. We got him for 10 years. I mean, I think he's made the right.
You got him
move
for 10 years and $100 million.
Damn.
Give me real.
Okay, I understand that, and yeah, like, do I think it was a lengthy contract? Yes, but I think his track record there, he was pretty successful there. And then even though he kind of walked into a good situation with Tampa, he still won a Super Bowl there. I mean, don't take credit for him winning a Super Bowl and having some decent seasons with the Raiders, man. I mean, from a Raiders standpoint, I mean, when he was there, we had a nice, good 4-5 year stretch of winning football. So you go back to what works, and I think he's made the right strides. I think the locker room's kind of is buying in, and I think he'll be getting good players. And the key is, to me, honestly, it's not even Gruden, it's Mayock.
It's Mayock. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, by him hiring Mayock right there, I mean, that shows me right there that he's about winning, and I think Mayock's picked some really good players from some winning programs. So I think the nucleus is come together, and I think we'll be all right, man.
Ain't Mayock a fantasy football guru? Didn't he come from the fantasy football team?
No, he's just from the draft.
Okay, Josh, I wasn't going to come to you. I was going to come to you, Josh, but with that, I got to go to Ryan. Go ahead, Ryan.
Man, y'all got
they
me off
still gonna be
topic,
trash because that team is doo-doo.
The Raiders having a 51% better record than the Broncos.
Absolutely not. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. That's all we got. So we gonna wrap this up and move on to the next one. But all I would say with this is with the Gruden thing. People want to throw that in there. Most people team would have been excited if they would have signed Gruden when he came into the league. That's all I'm gonna say. Most fan bases would have been excited with the change of what they would have had. I'm saying most. I didn't say all. I didn't say all.
Whoa.
I think he's a good quarterback
what you
coach.
excited about?
Yeah.
I was about to say I don't think most of them would. I'm gonna be honest.
There's a lot of.
I said half. I'll split it in half. Is that fair enough?
I'm saying there's a lot of teams out here struggling to try to have somebody who has some relevant.
He ain't garbage. He ain't
at the head coach position. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying
He's
right
definitely not garbage.
No, but he ain't really proved nothing.
I'm saying that's like a Browns fan trying to say like, oh, we didn't want Gruden. You would have took Gruden if you could have got Gruden. Like, get out of here.
Well, if you were the Browns, hell yeah.
Browns, yeah.
Detroit, another team, but we'll keep it going. I digress. So
16 team?
we done heard some predictions out there. D-Wick done gave us 10-6 already. So Ryan, we definitely want to hear from you. This is the schedule for the season. They got Tampa Bay in week 3. They got, that first 3 weeks is going to be something heavy right there with Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and Tampa Bay potentially, and then you got the Broncos and everything as well. And then it's just going to be rolling from there. It doesn't look like too much of a cakewalk, but in NFL, there's never really such thing as a cakewalk. But Ryan, how do you feel like y'all season going to turn out record-wise?
I say anywhere from 10-6 to 5-11. And like I said, that all depends on the main topic of this thing tonight, Drew Lock. Does his play get you to 10-6, the 7th seed in the new playoff format, or do you stink it up and go 5-11 and have to start all over again? That's the question everybody want to know.
That is the question. Hopefully, y'all don't try to bring Brock Osweiler back.
Never that. He's done.
Yikes!
He's done. That was terrible. Oh, I was so mad at that.
And anybody else? Anybody else? Oh, go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
I was going to say, I'm going to post a tweet that I tweeted to John Elway. What did he think about Russell Wilson after I saw him play in the Rose Bowl? Ooh. And that was a year we took Brock Osweiler over Russell Wilson. Wow.
Good move.
We got a final in this NBA game 6. OKC 104, Houston 100. So that one's going to
Game 7. Wow.
So that means my Lakers get more rest. That's all that matters to me.
That's all that mattered to me, man.
All right, so since Don gave us some new material, like what's people takes on that? Jay, what you think about that going to Game 7?
I love it. More basketball, but I is Westbrook. I guess he'll be there in Game 7.
Yeah,
I'm saying I don't.
He's been playing the last 2 games.
I don't think that OKC will be able to take him in Harden in Game 7.
All right,
you got to show up for Game 7. We'll see.
Game 7 is crazy.
That's what I'm saying, but we'll see.
Josh, what's your take on this Game 7?
Because a few people said that Chris Paul was MVP. If they get past the Rockets, man, he definitely, even though he might not get it, he probably might be MVP. I think Sean said it. I think Dennis said it. I don't know about Donovan, but I think he should be MVP.
I went with LeBron because I'm a Laker fan, but
Don, hold on, Don. I'm gonna come to you.
I'm surprised about that.
In front of the line.
Don, chill. Go ahead. I'm just surprised. Man, it's just crazy that they took it to the Game 7.
Yeah, Dennis, I know you got something. You clicked that face on. So let's go. What you got?
I'm not going to take the credit for that. That's all time with Sean. He said that Chris Paul should be MVP of the league. I just don't have an argument to say that he shouldn't. That's it.
Sean, what you got for us? This your original piece of work.
CP3. Wrong with y'all, man? I get time to tell y'all. They should not have had much problem with this OKC team, and they do. MVP Chris Paul. That's all I got, man.
All right, Jonathan.
Nobody.
Doug, who did I tell you my sleepers were in the playoffs? Not to win the championship, but sleepers.
Oh no, I didn't remember that.
Miami.
Yeah, I said OKC and Miami. OKC's taking Game 7 right here.
Get your screen off.
Okay, don't get too excited now because if they lose, I mean, it's all for naught. So I mean,
still about the Warriors though.
Won't be the first time. Won't be the first time I'm wrong. It's all good.
No, just saying you still got the Warriors.
Hey, Dennis,
Warriors,
calm down,
man.
calm down, Dennis, calm down, Dennis, calm down, y'all. D-Wick, what's your take on this, man?
I mean, it's very impressive by CP3 and the Thunder to force Game 7. Russell Westbrook's been playing like crap, so that'd do it. He just came off injury, but
Yeah.
I do think the Rockets still win Game 7. They end up facing the Lakers. They're gonna be tired and they're gonna get their heads beat in, but the Rockets get to the next round. Hey, congratulations CP3 and them because he's playing with a team of misfits right now, and he's getting them to the second round. He's getting them to Game 7.
Tune in, man.
That's real. Ryan, what's your take on this, man?
I love it, man. That just means no rest for the Lakers.
Lakers fans,
man. See, this is all bad because now I'm about to go to 3 Laker fans in a row. So, Justin, what's your take?
You can be friends doing basketball, bro.
Man, it's a blessing to have all these Laker fans on. I mean, we may differ when it comes to football, and I pray for y'all. But
Lord have mercy.
For real. So, but yeah, my take on it is actually, I want to go back and say what I said last time on the last podcast was that it's competitive. It's not like playoffs of the years before because we're dealing with COVID and there's no fans and stuff like that. But the competitiveness is there. I know. I think I may have disagreed with Sean on that, but it's there. I mean, they're going to Game 7. I didn't think Oklahoma was going to go that far. I'll be surprised if they take Game 7. I'm happy that it's going that far. So I'm happy everything's happening. So that's what I'm gonna say about it.
So competitive on the West though. Seem like
hold on, Don. I'm gonna come to you. Hold on, but no, I would definitely agree with that, Justin, because a lot of things people aren't remembering is they're not traveling. Like your body's rested. You're not on a plane. You're not on a bus or something. You're just walking out of a hotel and walking to the court. So
they're walking from Disney World.
Like, so that rest is gonna change you.
You can't go to Magic. You can't go to Magic City and get any chicken wings.
Well, hold on. What'd you say, Josh?
I said I was watching the game earlier. Then I think a couple of players was like not seeing their families is bothering them too.
Yeah, no, that's always a.
They actually said they're gonna bring families in for the next round. So
yeah,
I think some of the families are quarantining.
Some of them are there.
Gianna's wife and kid was there. So Don, go ahead and close us out on this, man.
I think like Justin said, I'm happy for the Lakers, and like Ryan said, we get the rest. But I think you really have to consider Chris Paul being the MVP. And they picked the 6th man today or not?
They put most improved.
Oh, okay. Most improved was Ingram. So you got to think about it too. You also have probably the NBA 6th man and Dennis Schroeder on your team too. And he's been lighting it up ever since they've been inside the bubble. So you got to give him credit too. That 3-guard lineup with him, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Schroeder, when they put them in, it's hard to stop. So just credit to OKC, and also a coach who I didn't think was a really good coach. You'd have to give Billy Donovan some credit, even though he's kind of flopped a couple years. But this is probably one of his better coaching jobs.
Donovan Mitchell needs some help.
No, that's for sure. So as we close this out and everything, man, the NBA season, they're still rolling. The bubble's working. But there's always going to be strains whenever you do something new. It's like when we get jobs and everything. It's not like our old job and the conveniences and everything, good or bad. So it's always a change of scenery and everything. So we're about to switch it up. So just definitely get on some more real stuff. Even though this is real, but you got a group here of 10 black men. All above, I think I can comfortably say this, the age of 30. Which
no.
Be careful, Doug. Be careful.
No, you got Sean and you got the recent graduate Dwick in here, man. But they all act old for their age anyway. So
okay, we all above the age of 20. Is that everybody safe? Like, oh my God, like people don't fall apart. Like, oh my
There you
God!
go.
Like, okay, y'all wise beyond your years. Just take it as a compliment.
They
Thank
are.
you,
They
Doug.
are.
So,
Hold on.
We just wasn't old enough to see the Raiders win the Super Bowl. That's all.
Oh my God, come on, bro.
Hey, I got a question. Chad, what the hell is that in your background?
Jimmy
I'm about
Butler.
to wait for you just so you can see it.
Oh my, Jimmy
You're Lord
Butler.
and Savior Jimmy Butler, but you
All
got
right,
to
now hold on, fellas. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna need all of y'all to mute. I'm about to play a video so folks can see, and then we about to transition into where we going next.
All right.
Josh, just make sure like the audio's on so like it's sharing with folks. Just make sure share computer sound, so that should be good.
This week has been an emotional roller coaster. How did you carry over the momentum from an explosive game 4, game 5, and then put everything else aside that happened this week and go out and drop 50 in a must-win game tonight?
You gotta win to win. These shoes mean a lot.
Stay tuned.
With all the
Sports and life.
shoes mean a lot.
Take a deep breath, Jamal. You were outstanding tonight. We understand that these are tough times. Jamal, what are you thinking about right now?
Benny?
I just want to win. And in life, you find things that hold value to you and things to fight for. And we found something worth fighting for as an NBA, as a collective unit. And I use these shoes as a symbol to me to keep fighting all around the world. So like I said, they give me a lot of power to keep fighting, and we want to win. I show my emotion, it comes out. So
you have a picture of George Floyd on your right shoe here. You got Breonna Taylor. Why has this been so personal for you, Jamal?
Because it's not just in America, it happens everywhere. And for us to come together at the NBA, and it doesn't take one meeting, it takes a couple meetings, a few meetings, it takes phone calls, it takes persistence. It's not gonna take one night, and we've been trying to fight for 40 years. But these shoes give me life. Even though these people are gone, they give me life, they help me find strength to keep fighting this world. That's what I'm keep doing.
You're a special person, Jamal Murray, on and off the court. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Doug, we can't hear
Can't hear
you.
you, Doug.
Sorry about that. That was Jamal Murray sharing his emotions, his thoughts about everything that's been going on, his play on the court, what people have been saying about what they've been doing and everything. And it's definitely a lot. I mean, there's so much going on in this world and everything, and just with what we're all going through, of like kids and families in cages at the border. Just all the civil unrest. I can't breathe. That's been here forever, basically. And then, of course, like Jamal had on his shoes, Breonna Taylor. And this country must deal with its bloody past, present, and future. And that's what the NBA players and everything have been talking about. That's what MLB, NHL, and all that stuff is talking about. And it's so real. And I know it's real for all of us in the life and time that we've been in here. So I'm gonna start with Jay, man. Like, what's your thoughts on this? And we'll keep going and everything going forward. But what's your take, man?
I mean, Lord have mercy, man. It's just deep right now. And just looking at all those families in cages kind of did something to me. So kind of at a loss for words right now. Man, things have to change, man. And, we've been on different podcasts and just talking about it. But things are going to have to change, man. And we're all going to have to stand up just like we talked about a couple of days ago. Blacks, whites, Hispanic, Indian, Asian, like everybody's gonna have to stand up for us, man. That was just kind of disturbing for me, man. So that's all I have right now.
It's all good, man. Jonathan, what's your take, man? What's your feelings? What's your thoughts?
I'm not gonna get deep into it because it's gonna piss me off, and I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. But my feelings is like Afeni Shakur said, if you can't find something to live for, find something to die for, man. And I think whatever I can do or people around me can do to make the future generation better for just the
Come back.
We'll froze up.
Yeah, we'll come back to him. Dennis, what's your feelings on this, man, and everything that's going on?
In the blacks, it's all worth it, man. Even if it takes our blood, sweat, and tears, you know.
Now, I think we need to come together and try to do better. It's a shame what's going on in our country. Well, I can't say that because that's like the next slide. But what I'm trying to say is, it's just being a shame what's going on in our country, and I don't think it's going to change. I want it to change, but I don't think it's going to change until something dramatic happens. And I hope it don't get that far. I hope it can just change, and we can learn to be better.
I got to ask you, what's the dramatic?
I think something got to happen to them for them to see exactly how it feel to be us. I think that's what it is. You know, something got. And I don't want to wish nothing on nobody, so I don't really want to say. But I feel as though you would know how we feel if you went through the same thing. Sometimes you just can't tell people how you feel. Sometimes experience is the best teacher.
Yeah, most definitely. Justin, how you feeling about this, man?
Definitely a lot of emotion. I'm gonna try to keep it to. I'm gonna try to make just 2 quick points real quick. My mentor would always tell my class and me individually that America is guilty. He was like, America is guilty and they have to own up to it, which brings me to the second point. I don't know if anybody's seen one of Dave Chappelle's last stand-up, but he said the quickest way to healing is really everybody needs to say what they did wrong. And one thing I realized just in my household is that taking ownership is so huge, taking accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You may not have the solution, but it starts with saying, you know what, I was wrong. I did this wrong. I did that wrong. And what we have is not a lot of people taking ownership. Quick example I'll give, and then I'll toss it off, is when I worked in the fire department, I was the only black guy on my shift. And when the racial topics would come up, they wouldn't really want to talk about it too much. Now, I don't want to group all white people the same or all just a particular race or ethnicity the same, but it's edgy. It's an uncomfortable conversation, but it's one that needs to be had. And I'm not telling somebody to be like, yo, apologize to me because you're white and I'm black. No, that's not what I'm saying. But we need to start taking ownership one by one, everybody. Like, say what you did wrong, and then let's begin to take steps to get better. So that's what I got.
For sure.
But it's not so much say what you did wrong. It's just saying what you see is wrong. What you see as far as society.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you see? What do you see with your friends? What do you see with your family?
Yeah.
I don't want to overstep Justin, but maybe you don't feel like you did anything wrong, but I'm sure that you see wrong, because I've seen wrong. I've seen wrong with my peers, and I've had to check them on that.
Yeah. Ryan, go ahead, man.
Right. Yeah, man. It's just my soul is tired, bro. Like, just tired of hearing it. It's just depressing. Like, I'm at the age where I went through Latasha Harlan.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know who Latasha Harlan was, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm at that age. I've seen this all go go down. It's like it's happening again. And my question is, I feel like they fear us for some reason, but why?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What is it about a black man that makes you so scared that we gonna do something to you every time you see us?
Right.
What makes us you want to eliminate us off this earth? Why?
Yeah.
And it's
Here,
just frustrating, man.
Go ahead, D Wick.
So just real quick, quick point as far as such. Not even a point, it's a quick statement. Obviously it's an evil world we live in. Everyone knows that. It's as simple as fact as that. It's a very evil world. I'm younger than most of you guys. I'm 23. Part of the younger generation at the end of the day. And I take it up as my mantle is that I want to get to a higher place so I can help back and give back to my community and help my community out and my black people out. That's the only thing that I am focused on as far as such as one shot. The reason why I do everything that I do right now as far as sponsorships and scholarships and stuff for lower privileged kids and stuff. One thing that I do say that we need to do more is protect ours. And what I mean by that is protect our women, protect our black people, protect our kids, educate the the younger generation. A lot of times you just don't see that much as possible, and I feel like we can put forth that much effort as much as we can. But like I said, it's just the evil world. We need to come together as far as such, but I just don't think that's going to happen. So that's why I said, and I always will preach that protecting ours is one way that we need to. We just have to. Protecting ours is the way to go.
JB, go ahead, man.
Who?
JB, Justin, Josh.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Said me?
Yeah, you.
Oh. I'm with Dennis, man. I don't think nothing's gonna change. It ain't changed right now. Like I think it might get better a little bit, but all the events that happen and is still going on, I just don't think it's gonna change, man. I wish I wouldn't be thinking negative like this. To me, it's not negative. It's just to me, it's a reality. It's just not gonna change. Yeah. Like it's just gonna keep happening. Like it'd be like a stretch where it might not happen again, but then hey, racism is here to stay, and I don't think it's going nowhere. But it sucks. So, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But to see people's heroes like these basketball players, they get emotional about it. You know what I mean? I think that's gonna touch a lot of people because they see them as heroes. So, or you know what I'm saying, people they look up to and stuff like that. They was like, oh, if it affects them, it must be important. You know what I mean? And then it started to change a little bit, but in the overall picture, I just don't think it's going to change or it's going to stop. It might be a little change, but I don't think it's going to stop.
Okay, go ahead, Don.
Yeah, I mean, I thought like I wasn't really a Jamal Murray fan, but when I saw that yesterday, like yeah, my heart went out to him, man. That was real emotional, man. But overall, and just the scope of everything. I mean, I kind of agree with D Wick. Is like, you know, I don't think that things will probably change anytime soon. It's unfortunate, but like moving forward, we need to educate everybody about situations, about how to handle themselves, and just moving forward. I mean, education with our younger folks. I mean, it's definitely key. But yeah, it's a harsh reality, to be honest, and it's sad. But I mean, unfortunately, things take time, and it's gonna take a while for this to kind of clear up, man. It's unfortunate though.
Yeah, Sean, go ahead, man.
Turn the light on. And I don't want to sound like an advertiser, but definitely tune in and time with Sean. This is definitely a good outlet for anybody who else wants to speak about it more in depth and not on a sports show. But just if I could give a short, something short and powerful, as I like to do, it's going to take 2 words: selfless unity. You at this point, I see more than just black and white because there's so much more on this planet. It just goes to show you how separate black and white really is.
Mhm.
That's all it shows to me. And I feel like as a people, as a humanity, we are fighting something that we don't even know the origin of it. This war that we're fighting has nothing to do with us. Cops need to understand that the black man that you're looking at in front of you is no longer a slave, and he's no longer wearing shackles around his hands and around his ankles.
Mhm.
And black people alike need to stop looking at every cop like he's a damn villain and stop making their job so damn hard sometimes. It goes both ways.
Comply.
Another thing is, and I'm gonna keep saying it, black people, we have to start giving a fuck. I'm sorry to put it that way, but that's it. We can't jump every time a cop kill a black person, but we got black people out here killing black people every damn day, man. Come on.
Mhm.
I'm getting emotional. I'm gonna leave it at that. Time with Shine, 9 o'clock on Thursdays. We can really get into it.
Yeah, no, man, that's real.
Very real.
I mean, the thing I have to say is, this is even tough right now. Seeing all your faces after seeing that video, after seeing the pictures, and
Right.
staring at 9 fellow black men in the face, and seeing the discouragement, and seeing the hurt and the pain, and you hear it in Sean's voice when he talks and everything, and Doc Rivers touched on it in the sense in his speech of what he shared when he talked about it's amazing why we keep loving this country, and this country does not love us back, and
They don't love us back.
it's really so sad, and that's a tough thing to live with when you give your all, and the part that frustrates me in all of this is like the blanket statements across the board, like from all sides, when it's like, oh, what do athletes have to complain about? Money doesn't solve racism. Like money,
No, it
like
doesn't.
having money, having 7 figures, 8 figures, whatever, making that doesn't solve racism. LeBron still got his house painted with nigger on it in L.A.
That's it.
Like let's
That's
be
it.
real. Like it doesn't matter, and it's a tough thing. And one of the things I wanted when we talked about this topic and everything, one of the things I definitely wanted to get in mind is for people who may this may be new, because some people there's definitely 2 Americas. I believe there's multiple Americas, but definitely 2 Americas. And I want to get on everybody. If you feel like sharing, I'm not gonna like really have somebody go, but I'm gonna leave it open. But how do you deal with this? How have you been dealing with this? Just this emotion of what being a black man, a black person in this country means. And I'm gonna just leave the floor open, and whoever wants to go ahead and go first.
I'll go first real quick. You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
man.
we get it.
Cool. First thing first for me is just pride, man. Not a selfishness pride, but being happy in the skin that I'm in. Is that I look in the mirror every day and I know who I am. I'm a black man, and I'm happy about that. I got 2 black sons. I want to make sure that I'm there for them, and that they know that they're black men, and be happy about that.
Amen.
My oldest son, actually some years ago, he struggled with that because of all the cartoons he was watching. Nothing wrong with the cartoon, but he just kept seeing like a white face,
Right.
a white Superman and stuff like that. It wasn't really till Black Panther, RP Chadwick Boseman, that he really kind of clicked for him, and then me continuing to show him that you be happy about the skin you're in. And so
Right.
that's been one big thing. Having to navigate and explain to him about the killings has been pretty hard. It's definitely been hard, but I try to. He's 7 years old. Spoon feed him with it, but I think just really taking pride about that, and just knowing that we have to be happy about who we are, and continue to strive for Black excellence. And I guess my last thing is the
the thing that I've been working on is not being too desensitized. Because
Yeah.
I've seen dead bodies, straightforward. I was just like, another black dude dead. What's new? The black dude dead. What's new? And me personally, I had to get better with it. And just being a former firefighter and just seeing things, and I live in Atlanta, just seeing my people on the streets and, just passing them by and not trying to look at them. But now, I'm forced to look at them. I'm like, okay, how did they get to that position? What can I do differently? What initiative can I be a part of? So I'm starting to think differently. I'm trying to not be as desensitized because it hurts sometimes. It hurts to look at things. So, yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, man, that's real.
Yeah, kind of like I said, just kind of echo the same thing. I don't have any kids or anything, but yeah, I got nephews. I got 3 nephews. One of them's a senior in high school. One of them is 8 years old. The other one is about to enter in high school. So yeah, I mean it's tough for them seeing like all this stuff and like you explain it to them, but it's kind of one of those things to where like if you kind of haven't gone through it or you kind of haven't, it really hasn't applied to you, like you kind of downplay it a little bit, but then like when it hits close to home, when you've been pulled over and until it like actually hits you, some of these kids are kind of lost with it. You know what I mean? And it's kind of it's sad, but I mean it's the reality of it. A lot of them until it hits close to home, and I think that's what a lot of people. And I think it kind of goes back to what Josh was talking about or Dennis was talking about until they actually like see it from the other perspective. Like you can't really connect, and so it's hard. It's hard teaching them because a lot of kids nowadays are very naive, man. Like it's a different time now. Everything's at a touch of a computer, and if they don't have that, then decisions are hard to make for them.
Yeah.
So.
One thing that I will say, fellas, is that this platform is beautiful. It's a blessing to be on this platform with all 9 of you. We're in some tough times right now, and just being able to have this dialogue is a blessing, and we're all affected by it, like everybody. But being able to talk about it makes it just a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys, man. I mean, we can sit back and we can talk about short sports and we can, BS and talk about each other's teams. But it's good to be able to come together on this type of platform, man, and just lay it all out there. So I appreciate each and every one of you brothers.
Likewise, man.
Hey, Jonathan, since you got cut off, did you want to say anything?
I just want to share that I think there could be change. I don't think there'll be change during my lifetime, but I'm teaching my kids that it's possible because I want them to go into the future with that positive reinforcement that they could either make a difference or they can spark the flame of somebody else that makes a difference. We got to teach our kids to go forward with a positive mindset, education, financial. Teach them young and raise young, good men and women, and we could change. Over time. I don't think I'll see it during my lifetime, honestly. My son is 11, my daughter is 16. They might not see it, but let's change the trend because, like Sean was saying, like we do need change. But we got to spread that positive message to our kids. Don't let them know that they will never change. Because what if we tell them there's no change? What do they have to look forward to?
Right.
I agree. Yes, it's all about education moving forward. You know?
That's key, man. That's what I teach my kids, man. My son already he I won't go into that, but and I was telling Doug I want to get into like mentoring other kids so we can just spread. If we all can spread the knowledge to 5 kids and they spread it to somebody else, imagine the change we could have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So unity.
And let me be clear, and I think this is what Jonathan is touching on. As I work in higher education, and education doesn't always mean you have to go to a college or something. It's really educating yourself on life, on what's happening, what's going on, what's affecting you in your community, and the plights of your community and everything. It's very selfish, one, and it is very just uncommunicative of building community to not really learn about what's going on and what's happening with your neighbors. That one of the things I'm a big advocate on is really trying to build neighborhoods again. We don't have neighborhoods like we used to, like where they used to really know each other and who was living around you and what was going on. More so people know who's around them because they're just like, oh, okay, you don't mess with that person, or you got the person who just peeps outside the window and everything. But it's building that real community and the beauty. And I mean, yes, this is a sports show, but it's also a live show. The beauty of what this is also bringing people together through sports, because as much as we come together with sports, it's the same way we should come together as humans. That's what we all have in common. Like, we all here, we like football, we like basketball, baseball, whatever, and that brings us together. We can have a conversation. And like Justin was touching on with the fire department and everything, you're all firefighters. So now let's talk in our community about what's going on. But it's like Dennis was saying, it doesn't that is going to be that real effect when you have to cross that line and talk about the other side. And the thing is, it's not about you coming in and being some superhero. And I was in a class before with this student, with this white lady across from me, and we were having these conversations in the class and everything. And I forget what I said, but it was something into the position of, we're just looking to help. And you got, mind you, this is like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and so. And she sits there, and I see her body language and everything, and she sits back in her chair and breathes a sigh of relief after what I said, because she was saying, because she's going into education, like K through 12, I think mainly elementary, and she was stating how, I'm so glad with your information, I don't want to go into here with a mindset feeling like I have to save all these kids. Because that's where those conversations aren't happening. You having people go into all these different fields with a warped mindset of the world that they're coming from, because they're getting fed a narrative that all these black and brown kids need to be saved and rescued and all this stuff. And it throws everything off, and it messes up the pot of like what to do going forward. Anybody else got anything for right now?
I want to share one more thing, man. This pisses me off, man. So they fear blacks, right? But look at the economy, man. Who owns the banks? Enron, Epstein. Serial killers. What are they? And not to offend anybody listening to the show, but
all creeps, though.
They fear us for killing one another. We don't kill white people. We don't. The the postal service killing people. Who was that? Why do they fear us when we kill one another?
I mean, we had one situation with the sniper.
Yo, hold on, Dennis. Hold on, Dennis. Hold on.
Like, so the way we are right now, the economy, trillion in debt. Who runs that? Who controls the interest rates on banks? Who charges?
They control it.
Who controls these high interest rates on credit cards? And they fear us. And I will never get past. I don't get it, So they
fear us because there's a lot of power.
They're crooks and gangsters.
We have a lot of power.
Hold on, Jay. Hold on, Jay.
Sorry.
So they call us thugs, but they're a different kind of thug. They are they're genocide. They kill multiple races.
Mm-hmm. They'll kill their own.
They kill everybody. I mean.
If it means getting ahead just a little bit, they'll kill their own.
Look where we're at right now. So that's all I gotta say.
Go ahead, Dennis.
I was saying, I mean, we only had one situation that I know of in my lifetime, and that was, the DC sniper. But again, that was it. We're not those type of people.
No, that's a blip on the map, man. That's a blip, and that's nothing compared to what. I mean, this whole country, it was taken by force, and everything's over money. We're trying to fight over civil rights. This country from the British was taken over for money. America felt like they weren't getting enough money. They were being taxed too much. We're not even asking for money, man. We're asking for civil rights.
I know we asking for that check too. So like,
no, that's some group. That ain't me, man. That ain't me. I'm
cool. With them 40 acres and a mule.
I'm cool, but like everything was over money. We ain't even trying to fight over money. We're trying to fight over justice. So
we just want to matter,
right?
That's it.
Well, and I wouldn't even say, I mean, not push, but just, I wouldn't even say it matters. We want equality. Like,
right. I know, but I mean.
And the thing is, you fear something, you only fear something when you're afraid of it, of what it can do. I'm honestly in a mindset of this country is still trying to figure out, in this crux of this country, what it is, how the hell are black people still alive after all we've did to kill them off?
Right.
Because, I mean, the thing is, if you haven't, and I encourage you, it's tough. I understand. But one, either go and really research and do some data and research on, not even data, on all the stuff that happened in slavery and the crazy machinery that they created to keep people enslaved and the traps and the torturement and everything. But really go, if you haven't, especially as a black person, but I exude anybody, go and take an African American history class and truly learn it outside of your high school. It's rare in this country where a high school is teaching the true history of this country and the world.
Never.
I didn't,
and I'll definitely add to that. Like, I didn't learn anything about Black history until I went to Morehouse. And I was obviously the HBCU, but I didn't learn anything about Black history till I went to an HBCU. So
because
definitely there's a lot of knowledge out there that a lot of people don't know. They don't teach you in a regular high school.
Because tell me this, if you wanted to learn to cook, you don't learn from somebody who like sideways learn to cook. You want to learn from somebody who loves to cook.
Right.
Well, you want to learn history, especially this history, especially our history, from somebody who loves to teach this, who loves to share this knowledge. You don't want to learn anything. You wouldn't want to learn how to fix your car from a half crook ass mechanic.
Right.
You want to learn how to fix your car from somebody who really loves and understands cars. So right. It's the same of knowledge. Where you get your knowledge from, where you get your understanding and everything from, is where you really got to cipher your resources from to grow.
And Doug, that's what I'm teaching my kids, like where we came from, and I'm teaching my nephews and nieces so they can have some kind of positive reinforcement that we're not what the media makes us out to be, or whatever, our neighbors. We did big things, Black Wall Street,
we're kings and queens.
Right.
Kings and queens.
But that's and not to cut you off at all, Jonathan. It's pretty much the narrative has to change.
Yes, thank you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? The wrong messages are being pushed on our end, and the right messages are being pushed on the opposite end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
It's just so many. It's so messed up, and sometimes sometimes when you watch comedy and you hear comedy and comedianness, you think of, okay, it's funny, but it's like, really think about it. Like if you really were Mexican and you always looked at that, you'll do cheap ass work. Like nobody's supposed to appreciate your work, even though some of the Mexicans put in some of the hardest work I've ever seen in people.
Right.
But nobody appreciates that. Everybody wants to undercut them and underpay them because they're looked at as hard, cheap work laborers, right?
Yeah.
Black people, violent. White people, peaceful, quirky.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes that shit. We need to take the views up.
Hold on, Don. Let me finish.
And I know where Don is coming from, because
all depending on where you at is going to depend on how you look at something.
Yeah.
You understand? I understand that.
Right.
But I come from the cold hard streets of Philadelphia. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what I
Right.
see.
Right.
I didn't have, and I'm not shitting on or downplaying where anybody comes from, because where you come from makes you who the person that you are. And I can honestly say
Right.
that on this panelist, I can honestly have a one-on-one conversation with any of you guys, be it sports or real life, and it'll be a positive conversation. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
not shading where you come from, but people that come from humble beginnings. I was born in the projects. You know what I'm saying? Like people who come from humble beginnings, this is the type of things that we see. These are the type stereotypes that we're forced upon. That because I'm from the
Right.
projects or because I have hair and a beard, I'm automatically it's something wrong, or I'm a criminal, or the way I drive or the way I walk, it looks suspicious. But why is anything suspicious about a black man walking down the street?
Right.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? A black man
Right.
with a gun is super hella dangerous.
Right.
But a white man with a gun gets water after shooting up a damn school.
Yeah.
Right.
And Burger King.
Are you thirsty? Is what they asked him.
Right.
George Floyd was on some credit cards and get choked the hell out.
Talk to. And my thing too is I'm not religious, but from a young age, I question why we look up to a white Jesus. And I asked my mom that, and she never had the answer. So do you know what that puts into young black kids' minds, that we're inferior? That's what I felt like. I was inferior to white people, and I still kind of feel that way. I'm getting, as I get older, it's less and less, but I'm trying to get over that feeling. But it's all by design, man. Everything they did, they got some creative minds doing what they do for years and years and years. It's been going on since the beginning of time. So
centuries.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean somebody. Let me get real quick, Justin, and I'll let you go. Somebody recently was posting just the difference in the New York Post articles on like George Floyd compared to the shooter in whatever Wisconsin or whatever, because the headings are very different, and it's from the same news outlet and everything. So just being mindful of all that, like what's really feeding you. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, I agree with Sean, especially with changing the narrative, which goes back to what Doug said about knowledge. You got to dig. You got to dig. Don't got to dig that deep, because the civil rights era, all that, we still have people alive to this day. Like I could call up a guy and he knows the Martin Luther King family. So yeah, and teaching children, as Jonathan was saying, is I teach my here in Georgia. We chose to homeschool our kids. So
nice.
When it came to history class, I was like, all right, it came in a book to like Christopher Columbus and Thanksgiving. I'm like, you know what? We gonna kind of skip a few of this real quick. A few of these lies real quick.
You want to see how to set a fire?
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna kind of skip some of this real quick. And I'm not trying to dump on like someone's history, but like you got to know the real facts.
Fuck that. They dump on their history, so fuck that. Dump on their history.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Because not cutting you off, Justin, but in history for me, for Black history, was a half a page of Martin Luther King and a half a page of Malcolm X, and that was it.
That's crazy.
So go ahead.
Crazy. And
I got Martin Luther King, and that's all.
It definitely needs to be more than that. And and then it just finishing what Doug was saying, it was just like the more information you get, the right information, the right knowledge, you can start that change. Like I don't see it like a mass change overnight.
Yeah,
but
of course.
Educate your kids, man. Like Jonathan was saying, looking up at a white Jesus. Well, that's I looked up a word. Well, I learned about ethocentrism. I hope I said that the right way, but that's making your deity, your God, or whatever your religion is, look like you because you're more comfortable.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that's what they did. That's what they did when they brought Black people over here. They, of course, painted this white Jesus, which ended up being someone's uncle. supposedly, and that was like, okay. We know that's not how the actual Jesus looked, and so education is just so important. How to control the black dollar, black owned banks. It really needs to be ingrained because we may not see the change. Tupac said that we may not see that change, but he was just trying to make the spark.
Right.
So we got to continue to make that spark.
Right. Go ahead, Don. I know you had something.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Don. Go ahead.
Oh, he frozen now?
Or is he like a statue?
Good. So he answered my question. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. So
hold on, Sean. Before you go, real quick, because I think this might help. So let me also help y'all, the viewers, and y'all here as well. I went to a event a couple years ago for like border control stuff, like in Nogales, Arizona, and everything, and Nogales, Mexico. There was a lady or a gentleman there. Who, white lady or gentleman, I can't remember. But this is how deep this stuff goes. She was in this group telling people about her family. She had the history of her family coming over on the Mayflower. White lady, like that's being passed down. That information is still here. The thing is, like Justin was saying, like we're all saying, knowledge is very powerful because you pass it down to the legacies. You pass it down to the next generation and it continues to grow. It doesn't die. People always want to say like slavery was over 400 years ago. Get over it. It matters because I was on a Zoom with some of you fellas the other day and we were looking up the racial demographics in states and stuff. Why is most of these states still white dominant? Because of all the shit back in the day. Nobody was killing them back in the day. So that all still stems to what we're doing now, to what's still going on. So all of that stuff is relevant, and understanding that though they're sharing still that their family came over here on the Mayflower and started this stuff. That was a conversation I was in. So just to know how deep and real this stuff is still going, it's not just people just reading about it in history books. This is still being passed down through the legacy. Go ahead, Sean.
okay, so here's a bright idea, and I bet none of us have ever thought of this. I hope y'all heard the sarcasm in my voice.
We heard it.
How about we just do things differently? I feel like one of the biggest problems, not just is with this country, is the fact that we keep trying to modify laws that don't fit us.
Mm-hmm.
It's lazy. You're trying to modify the laws that George Washington sat when they were wrote. Are you serious? Horse and buggies were still riding when these laws were written. All of this, you trying to law reform, and how about we just start this shit from scratch?
Too much red tape, and that's where I said there needs to be change.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, and the crazy thing is, it's like you look at things, and the simplistic things, the things that are supposed to be simple, are not even simple anymore. Like, think about it. When you think about the color white, you think about it being pure, it's clear. Man, no, it's white. That's it. It's the color's white. When you see black, it's evil. It's associated with the devil. No, my man, it's black. That's it. Colors don't come with emotions. They don't come with signals. They just come as what they are. Black, white, red, blue, or whatever the damn color. We put emotions on these things. We make bright colors feel like they're happy colors, and dark colors feel like they're sad colors. No, what the hell is that? They're colors.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. The simple views. Erase them and start this thing from scratch. Period.
John, you're right, because I tell my kids, listen to his story. So they're going to tell it like they want to tell it. My kids, if they have a question about anything, I try to answer it. If I don't know it, I have them research and they come back to me and report to me. So I tell them, history that they're teaching you may not be correct. It's his story.
Right.
We're gonna build our own story, you know. So,
D-Wick, did you have something?
My bad, my mic was on mute. So just real quick, I just got real quick. We all can talk, and like I said, love you all as always. We all sit here and we're all talking and everything. But one thing that I always like to do, especially when we're having these type of conversations, the type of person I am, is what can we do to actually change that, and also what can we do to actually help better as far as such our economy. We all can sit here and talk about how we're doing that, but I do like to know what can we actually do to help our younger generation, as you said, education wise, as far as such. What are we actually doing, you know, as far as such? I like seeing change. And I know that's not the main topic around that we're talking about. We're talking about how we're living. But we're all, as you said, it's 10 black men in this panel. We have money. I mean, some of us do. I mean, I don't want to be in you guys' pocket and everything like that. But
I'm broke as a joke.
Hey, look, I'm broke too at times, you know. But still,
child support, boy.
We have the resources though to change stuff.
Right.
So one thing that I don't want to one thing I want to say is that we have the resources. We're all 10 black men. We can all get something started, because that's what I want to do. Us talking is great. I love it. But if it's 10 black men in this panel, I know we can think of something off air or anything like that as far as such that we can get going, because that's what I like to do. I like putting words into action. That's what I am. I'm a man of action. I like putting words into action. Like I said, when I said I wanted to start my scholarship fund when I'm funding a high school student from a lower poverty school to go to college for $500 scholarship fund, I did it. When I said I want to pass out school materials every single school year to a lower poverty school year, I did it. I like seeing stuff put into action. That's one thing when we get off air that I want to talk about, is putting something into action. That's one thing that I want to do. That's one thing that I know that we can do.
I'm with you, dude.
I like that. Yeah. I'm with you too, brother.
I think Doug would point us in the right direction. Hopefully, I think he could.
I think for me, Doug, and I just want to say this: like, I'll be 49 on Wednesday, and I just remember being in school and listening to my mom talk about me making a change.
Mm-hmm.
My generation making a change. And now here I am, 49 years old, and now we're talking about the next generation making a change. It's like we're starting all over again. And it's almost kind of hurtful that we are here. Like we've taken so many steps forward, but now we're taking so many steps backwards. And here we are in 2020. And now we're talking about, Jonathan's talking about his kids' making a change. Well, you know, where my mom and dad was like, my generation making a change. So, I mean, I agree that we have to, you know, with DeWitt, we have to give back, and we have to change the narrative, and we have to keep pushing. But shit, man, when does it stop? When can we win? You know what I mean? Is it Jonathan's kids generation? Is it Jonathan's kids generation?
Right.
I mean, I'm positive that I'm not going to see it in my lifetime. We're not going to see it in our lifetime. I mean, we just saw a black president for 8 years, and my mom told me that my kids would never ever see a black president. That's what my mom told me. So when Barack Obama was nominated, I cried like a baby because I wished that my mom was here to see. Because she told me, and I can only go off of what my mom told me, is that your kids will never see a black president. So, okay, I'm blessed to see a black president do 2 terms.
Yeah.
But how do we get here? How do we, and like I said, my man D-Wick was, you know, like, I like where you're going with that. Like, you know what I mean? We got to start small.
Yeah. Jay, nice segue. Nice segue. Hold on. Let me share this PowerPoint with y'all. Nice segue, Jay. Like, set me up with the alley-oop there. So, we saw all the protests and everything that the players did across all these different leagues. We've seen what the WA been doing. On the back of those shirts in WNBA, they have the 8 shots that Jacob took in his back and everything. You had the Milwaukee players stand out and everything. You had Naomi Osaka saying she's not gonna. She protested her game and everything as well. And it's so that continuous effort of letting people know what's going on. This, I think, one of the problems that happened, and because so many people always get this thing of like, oh, how are we still like this in 2020? It's because it was just lying there. It was under the surface and everything still happening. And one of the things I want to touch on is like what Sean touched on is also being able to accept other people's experience and then just understand that like there may be, especially with different coasts and north south, we have different experiences with different cultures, but there's opportunities to really sit there and like D-Wick said, like it's really coming to the table and making action. But the thing is, we can talk about making action, but we also got to help each other and support each other in making that action. Some of us are taking steps that we've never taken before. Like Doc Rivers said, it's unfair in a sense to have these players and stuff doing all this stuff. This is supposed to be coming from Congress. This is where that real change and people in policies and the mayors and the governors and senators and all that stuff. That's where the real change is supposed to come from. But it's coming from the sports world, and that's why, like I touched on that too. America's thing. People are like, why are these athletes? Because most of this country, and like Jonathan touched on education. This is a stat I help with my students. Only 40%, and this isn't a knock because, again, I said education is more than higher education. Only 40% of this country has a bachelor's degree in this country. 10% has a master's degree. And then it's even smaller, of course, for doctorate and everything. And what comes and what does all that mean? The thing that comes, for the most part, with higher education is critical thinking. And is really developing your own mindset, is developing your own thoughts, not just looking at a post and then taking that like that's your thought. Like Sean was saying, colors don't resonate, don't come with an emotion. So it's really like, what's your makeup? Who's feeding you? I'm so big on what's feeding you in your community of people around you, the music that you're listening to. You can have the ratchet music and the thoughtful music, but what is your filter? That's the key part. What is your filter, and how easily swayed are you by something? Do you have a middle ground to come back to? And so as we talk about steps and development and things of going forward, I want to get your guys' feelings and stuff on that. And just I know like one of the things, like we talk about money, we talk about saving the black community and everything. Like one of the things about me, like my mom said save, but she didn't teach how to save. So that's one of the things you got to get past as well. It's like, it's one thing to tell somebody something. It's another thing to teach somebody something.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. I agree. I'll say this. When I was coming up, it was like finish high school, you know, and if you want to go to college or do you want to go to the military, but now what I see is parents like telling the kids like, you're going to college. You know what I mean? Like, I wish that my parents had told me, you're going to college. Like, not giving me the, you can go to college or you can go to the military, but you got to do something. And one of the things that I see differently now is that parents are just like, there's no other option. Young man, young lady, you're going to college. So, and see, and let me just hop on that real quick, because we get this notion of sending us a kid, a student, whatever, to college is going to correct this stuff. But the thing is, were they really prepared for college? Because a bunch of people.
Doug, before you finish, don't even finish on that. Because when you come to me, I'm going to kill you. I got you. Don't even finish on that. I got you. I promise you, I got you.
All right, man. Okay. Well, let's start right there with him, man. Shit. I like that. I like that, though. I like that.
Because listen, the crazy thing about it is I did both. And I'm sitting right here as a regular civilian. Mm-hmm. My mom forced me to go to college. I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Right. And then and then just to get into college just a little bit, because as my big homie Douglas said, it is there to build critical thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how much critical thinking are you doing while you're trying to fucking survive?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because this shit ain't cheap. And let's be real, the people that normally get the degrees normally come from very good backgrounds.
Right.
Normally. Those born with silver spoons in their mouths, things of that nature. Them freshmen ain't got cars on campus. Shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was hard for me. And I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So eventually what happened? College dropout. Boom.
Right.
My dad went to the military. He's gun-ho for the military. So what I did?
Right.
I go to the military. And I'm home now. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes those routes don't work for every single person.
Exactly.
I agree.
You understand what I'm saying? You have to, and I took this not as a knock on my upbringing, but as a way to better my child is what I'm trying to get at. Is
right
where my mom kind of like messed up with me is she seen my potential and automatically wanted to put me where she seen me.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So with my kids, I'll just watch them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see what they're interested in.
Right.
I'll keep them on the right path. Even if DHS is watching, that don't mean I won't put foot to my kids' asses. If you don't like it, you come get them. Anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you let that child, or you let them come up the way they want, and whatever they get interested in, that's what I'll get interested in.
Yeah, you encourage them in that, and
I'll
just
support it.
And just to be clear, like if anybody listening to this or they watch this at some point in time, they're like, "Oh, well, Doug, like you went and got a bachelor's and a master's, you must have had to find." Like, bruh, no, I didn't. I dropped out. I was done with school. I dropped out for 2 years. I was like, this is not for me. And life circumstances changed and everything. And then once I got back into school, I was ready for school. And I had real support and everything around me to change that. We got. I'm gonna let Josh introduce.
His name is Eric. He wanted to give his little piece about these social issues. So.
What's going on, Deadeye?
Talk to him.
Rise up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Deadeye's in the building. So I was listening to everybody, and growing up here in California, it's been no different as I see the social injustices, because there's something every day. And for years now, I keep watching the news, and some form of police brutality happens where I got to constantly see a white cop destructively tear down an African-American male or female simply just because they're black. And I grew up with a lot of friends, primarily that were either Hispanic or black. Not once did I ever treat them as if they were above me or below me. I treated them as if they were equal. We were friends. They were kind of like family. They were brothers. They were sisters. Had a lot of love and respect. And when I see all the innocent people who have lost their life just because white cops felt that it was their due diligence to remove black people who they thought were a threat, who could do bodily harm to endanger someone else's lives, simply when it was not the case. I try not to speak too much on people myself, especially because I'm viewed as white. But this is one of the reasons exactly why I do not associate with white people outside of work or outside of my family. Because of this reason. I associate more towards people that are African American, Hispanic, minorities, everybody else but white people. I have had too many experiences watching day after day people talk ill, negative, just so belittling of people of color, simply because people don't understand the severity of the situation that is currently going on throughout the country. For Jacob Blake and his family, what happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, everybody that has been affected. I do not condone any form of police brutality, and nor do I condone anybody of any color or race to be racially profiled into a situation where they have to fear for their life every single day that they step out of their house, going to work, or taking their kids to school, or just driving down the street, they're going to the store. It is not something that I will ever tolerate in my lifetime, simply because some people don't understand just how serious it is for people to simply say Black Lives Matter and be targeted because they're standing up for what they believe in and believing in justice. It's very hard seeing just how bad it is out here in California and everywhere across the country where there have been attacks on people of color just because they're that. Little kids, families just hanging out, being targeted just because there are people in this country, and unfortunately we have what they want to describe as white privileged, white supremacy, white power, acting as if Black lives don't matter, Black people are inferior. It's like, I got to tell you something right now. In the world today, especially sports related and in politics, there are several people of color representing their state, their city, making a difference in their community, for their families, for people who don't have much, who have struggled coming up and still fighting to make it. I've got all the love and respect for anybody that I can call a friend or family member that is of color. I would never turn my back. I will always, especially through the Rise Up Sports family, rise up and defend what is right. And what is right is for all people to be treated as equal, to get that respect that they deserve, to not be portrayed as a vigilante, as a criminal, but as a human being with decency.
Appreciate it,
It's
Dead Eye,
very
man. We glad you on
upsetting
the show,
knowing
man.
that
Appreciate
what
it.
is going on has not changed, and no one is, especially in power, has done anything to make the change for that justice. It's just very sad to see.
Yeah, no,
And
Eric.
we need you to keep standing up, man. And I appreciate you, brother. We need you to keep standing up. And this is what we mean when we say change the narrative.
And
It's gonna take you. Go ahead, Doug.
I'm gonna ask you for one thing before we get ready to wrap all of this up, Eric. You talked about what those white folks are saying, like at the work or in those circles. What's an example of that stuff, that behind the veil stuff that we don't get to see, that maybe are happening in those secret society conversations of that?
Basically, it's kind of like if you've ever seen the Karen compilations on YouTube. It's it's people calling the cops on Black people for stupid reasons, just because they're Black. Someone is visiting someone in an apartment, someone just driving, getting gas, they feel threatened for their life because a Black person's approaching them. It's really stupid, people cannot comprehend. It's like a majority of my friends are either Black or Hispanic. Not one of them has a racist bone in their body. They're human beings. They're hardworking. They do what they can to provide for their friends, their family members. They work hard. They do what they do. They pay their debt to society, and they go home. There's nothing wrong with them.
We as minorities, we have no power to be. We have no power to be racist, or so. We don't even have there's no way in the world that a Black person can be racist. We don't have that power.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
So, Did I appreciate everything
and that's
you
why
had to say.
sports are so universal.
Right. Hold on, Eric. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Eric, I appreciate everything you had to say, but I think what Sean was saying earlier, we got to change the narrative. I grew up feeling inferior to white people. That's because my mom told me they were racist.
Mm-hmm.
If we got to touch our kids that we're even. Tell our kids we're even, because if they grow up with that chip on their shoulder, they're going to have some animosity towards white people. And if we want to change what's going on right now, we have to be on an even playing field. We can't I mean, we can't tell them that all white people are racist. There are
Well,
some
of
that are,
course.
you know, but it's an
Oh,
evil.
without a doubt, I know for a fact
It's
that
a
there
it's
are
a
some
it's a
people
level
in this country.
It's a
Definitely.
level playing field. You know what? I grew up despising white people, man. I did, and I had so much anger in my heart growing up, and it didn't help me. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, so definitely appreciate it, fellas. Dead Eye, definitely appreciate you and everybody as well. Josh, we got anything in the comments? Anybody touching on anything?
No, they just
Nah.
watching. Yeah.
Okay, it's quiet. So, we'll get to these closing remarks. Let's keep it real short and sweet, y'all. Just any last thoughts and any takes. The plugs are coming after this, so don't plug right now. But just Jay, go ahead. Any just closing remarks, Jay? Go ahead, man.
I'm just happy to be here with you guys, man, and dialogue.
You dialogue now?
Yeah, dialogue. We got to keep this going, man, and it's like again, it's just a blessing to be here with you guys, man, and I was talking to Doug a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, yeah, we could talk about sports, man, but we got to talk about what's really going on in the world. So this was we needed this, and we need to keep it going. We can talk about sports, and we can also talk about what's going on in the world, and we can talk about each other and things that we want to go through. Yeah.
Okay, Jay. We're gonna give him the whole buffet, Jay. We're gonna give him the whole buffet. Ryan, just any closing remarks, man.
Yeah, man. I just want to say it was a blessing to be on the show tonight. It was good being around other black men that share the same mindset, share the same ambitions, share the same feelings of what's going on in the world. It's good to talk about sports. It's good to talk about life because sports is life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a reflection of what's going on.
Yeah.
And, thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
Appreciate it, man. Justin, closing remarks, man. Short and sweet.
Yeah, I feel like you had to say that twice because I guess I ramble a little bit. My bad. Appreciate everybody for throwing in their information. My biggest thing is that we may not all agree, and as black men, we won't agree and see everything eye to eye.
Yeah,
and that goes outside of black people with white people, Hispanic, and everything. But my biggest thing is this: seek understanding. Like, just seek to understand that person at the end of the day. Have some empathy. You may not share their same experience. You may not share their same background. But at the end of the day, I'm going to try to understand where you're coming from because if I don't understand it, that's when fear creeps in, and that's when a whole lot of bad things happen when fear gets in. So, I appreciate everybody for definitely jumping on, giving me the opportunity to talk about some real serious stuff. But yeah, man, and all you're getting, you're understanding. So
all right, and all you get understanding. Dennis.
First off, I want to say shout out to the OnPoint Network for letting us do this collaboration. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
The Vault, stay tuned. We will be doing this again during the season because everybody got a different football team in here. And it's going to be a lot of losers, and the Eagles are going to come out on top. So,
hold on, Dennis.
Wait, hold. These are my closing remarks. Shout out to the podcast, baby. I see you, John.
Dennis, that's coming. Dennis, hold on, Jesus, like calm down. You got to slide in everything. I got to slide for you. Calm down. Go ahead, Donovan. Donovan.
Dennis, I want to follow you on Facebook, man.
We'll get that. We'll get that behind the stage. Right. Go ahead, Donovan.
Yeah, I gotta hear
it. It was a great time, man. Just coming out here, talking sports and real life issues. Definitely appreciate you all, and just shout out once again for the collaboration with the Vault and us coming together, man. This is we call it the big show, man. It was a good show, man. Appreciate everybody, man.
Yeah, we the big show. We'll win slow like the big show. So, Eric, any closing remarks, Eric?
I heard a lot of different viewpoints, and I agree with everybody that the narrative's got to be changed. We all got to be universal about this and come together as one to make that change happen. And not speaking up is the wrong way to go. I'm glad we still can talk about sports. We all love sports, and we could talk different views about it, whether it's NBA, NFL. You talk your team, your city, what it represents. I'm glad, shout out to all you guys for allowing me to come in here tonight. That was pretty awesome. And welcome. By the way, if you guys want to come in and challenge Dennis on trivia, you're more than welcome.
Okay, we're going to Jonathan, closing remarks.
I love collaborating with y'all. 10 days to get ready for the 49ers to return to form. So let's go.
Let's go, guys.
Niner Nation.
Oh, God. Okay.
Let's go, guys.
Josh, go ahead, Josh.
Why are y'all talking about nations, man? There's only one nation.
Don, calm down. I'm trying to get us out of here. Josh, go ahead. Go ahead, Josh.
Mostly I already said it, man. It's good to talk about other stuff than just sports. So I'm saying we got both sides of the fence. We got Eric, got his white side, you know what I'm saying? We got Dennis, you know what I'm saying? His ignorant thinking.
The slide is coming. Why can't y'all wait for the slide? Jesus.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate Ryan. Appreciate Chad. Chad said he loved us.
No, you trying to get the plug in.
I know. I'm trying to
don't want to act right.
Wakanda forever, yes. Okay, Sean, go ahead. Sean up here being AI, getting his hair done on the sideline.
Yeah, you know it. But
I don't even have no. Hey, I don't even have no hair, but I want my girl to come do my hair like that. Shit.
Shout out! Hold on! Shout out to the first housewife of the Ignorant Thinker podcast. All right.
But just know that Ezekiel Elliott will lead the league in rushing again.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
I hope so. I got him in my fantasy.
I mean.
Hey, all y'all coming in second, so it don't really matter.
Oh, child.
Please, Josh, come on now.
Closing remarks. I'm trying to get us out of here, people. Come on.
Let's get out of here.
Unlike Carson Wentz in the playoff game, I'm trying to close out.
Is he hurt?
Watching football, I think he got hurt. My bad. Listen.
y'all got available quarterbacks that can't take you nowhere, so get out of here. Continue. I'm gonna take your slide away, Sean. You keep messing around. You ain't gonna have your time to shine.
My bad. I forgot that you like glorified trash. That's why you hang it up. Anyway, look. Dallas 12-4. Know that. Know that.